Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Money Monday morning. Secured entrepreneurs, all of the secured entrepreneurs know that it is very early for Miss Aurorah, and I'm about to get into this day. But first, we are going to talk about Three Arrows Capital. You all are emailing, and I thank you for emailing. Please continue to do so at info@aurorahdayconsulting.com. And you're saying, Miss Aurorah, how could this major crypto hedge fund just belly up, just file this bankruptcy? Okay, the bankruptcy happened last month. Some of you were saying, is this true or is this fake news? And I'm saying, oh, it's very true. Yes, Three Arrows Capital, they say we're managing well over $10 billion worth of assets. However, yes, they have had to file a bankruptcy, and they were recently ordered to liquidate so that they can start paying off some of their creditors. It is true. Now, Mr. Roy is going to answer your questions. So in this video, I'm answering your questions about how you even get the hedge fund started, what's required, how is it that this thing went down, and are these people going to be allowed to do this thing again? Okay, so for those of you who do not know who I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement. All right, now, secured entrepreneurs, let's take this from the top. For those of you who do not know what a hedge fund is, well, a hedge fund is simply any private investment company that is operating under certain exemptions from registration requirements under the Securities Act of 1933 and the Investment Company Act of 1940. Now, would it surprise any of the secured entrepreneurs to know that it is very easy to start a hedge fund here in the United States? Yes, it is. Why? Well, there's only two business entities that are needed to get this thing going, okay? One would be a limited partnership, which would be the hedge fund, right? So the limited partnership, the primary partner would be an investment advisor. That the investment advisor would be the primary partner, and then there would be an incorporated group of investors that would act as the second partner or partners. Okay, now the hedge fund manager would have the second entity, and he, she, they, them could operate under any business structure that they choose to. They can be an LLC, they can be a corporation, it doesn't matter. As long as they have a legal entity to operate out of, that they meet the requirements. So you got the two business entities, right? Now, the hedge fund firm, that LP, must register with the Securities Exchange Commission, okay? In addition, the hedge fund firm must also register as an investment advisor. Okay, so that means that now the firm qualifies to advise high net worth individuals on their investments and manage their portfolios. Okay, so that would be the IARD. So that's the Investment Advisor Regulation Depository. Okay, so in addition, any representative for this hedge fund firm must also register as an investment advisor with the Securities Exchange Commission. So what does that mean, secured entrepreneurs? That means that the investment advisor would have had to pass the Series 65 examination. Okay, so they've got to take this Series 65, and then once they pass, they then can register with the Securities Exchange Commission as an investment advisor. Okay, the hedge fund firm must also register their offering with the Securities Exchange Commission. So we know that LLCs offer memberships, corporations offer stocks, but the limited partnership offers interests. Okay, now here's the juice. Here's the juice. If the hedge fund manager is managing less than $25 million worth of assets, he, she, they, them doesn't even qualify to get registered with the Securities Exchange Commission. They would have to rely on the laws in the state where their entity is organized or incorporated. They would have to rely on the regulatory bodies for registration and licensing to manage a fund of $25 million or less. Okay. Now it's when they hit the $150 million mark that, yes, now we are required and we qualify to register with the Securities Exchange Commission. Okay. So that's the deal in a nutshell about the hedge. So to even start this whole, how the heaven did this happen? Who are these people? You know, hey, as you already heard, there's some qualifications and a whole lot of them. There's some registrations, okay? And it's not like we're talking about two sticks in the mud. These people had money, okay? They had investors, as we know, okay? They had all types of capital being given to them and things like that by major organizations and financial institutions. This thing was going on. Now, let's get on to the cryptocurrency hedge fund situation. How many of the secured entrepreneurs are familiar with the CFTC? That is the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. Now, the CFTC had previously stated that Bitcoin and any other blockchain virtual currency would be treated as a commodity simply because they don't come with the legal tender attached to them like our currency is. Okay, therefore Bitcoin and any other blockchain virtual currency would be treated as a commodity. That means that any cryptocurrency hedge fund manager who did not purchase the cryptocurrencies outright themselves, okay? They've got future contracts. If you got some future contracts, then guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to register with the CFTC and the NFA, which is the National Futures Association, as a CTA, which is a commodities trading advisor, as well as a CPO, that is a commodities pool advisor. Okay, so now the cryptocurrency hedge fund manager has to go through this entire process, all right, just to get this thing jumped off. So all of this happened to these two gentlemen who started 3AC, three arrows, something, 3AC. I'll put it up there because now I get so excited talking about all of this, right? So what Miss Aurorah wants to do right now is get into this article that was written, because we know that they filed the bankruptcy in New York City in July. And then just recently, a court in the British Virgin Islands demanded that they begin their liquidation so that they can start paying back some of their creditors. This thing is deep. And we all know that, you know, the cryptocurrency market has taken a dive. I think we're down 53% this year. So it's no surprise that this hedge fund is having these issues right now. Okay, so let's go to the article, and then Miss Aurorah is going to give her commentary and her thoughts about 3AC and the future of these two gentlemen who started it. All right, let's get into that.
All right, now, secured entrepreneurs, this is the article that I want to get into, so that for those of you who do not know what's going on with 3AC, you can get a glimpse of this. Now, I was chuckling because some of you who were emailing asking if this was fake news, you were asking because you never heard of the type of bankruptcy that 3AC filed. Well, 3AC filed a Chapter 15 bankruptcy, and that is a real bankruptcy filing. I know a majority of people, they don't have a need to know what a Chapter 15 is, they only know about Chapter 7 or in Chapter 13, okay? However, the Chapter 15 are for organizations that have assets and claimants in more than one country, okay? And that would be true and correct for 3AC. Now, they did file the Chapter 15 bankruptcy in the Southern District of New York on July the 1st. And then we see here recently that the British Virgin Islands, a court in the British Virgin Islands, forced them into the liquidation so that they could begin to pay their creditors. Okay, so here we go. Crypto Hedge Fund 3 Arrows Capital plunges into liquidation as market crash takes toll. Okay. Major cryptocurrency hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital has fallen into liquidation. A person with knowledge of the matter told CNBC, marking one of the biggest casualties of the latest so-called crypto winter. Teneo, and I've never heard of this company, has been brought on board in the last few days to deal with the liquidation process. Now, the person who requested anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly said, okay? And they say that Sky News first reported the liquidation story. 3 Arrows Capital, or 3AC, as it is also known, did not respond to a request for comment when contacted by CNBC. Teneo is in the very early stages of the liquidation process, the person said. The restructuring firm is taking steps to realize the assets 3AC has. Then it will set up a website in the next day or two with instructions for how creditors can get in touch to make any claims, the source added. So that means that more than likely right now, there is a website where creditors can go to make their claim, because this is a Chapter 15 bankruptcy. And that means that all creditors were noticed. So now they have to let the creditors know where and how they can make their claim for what it is that they are owed, okay? 3AC, co-founded by Zhu Su and Cal Davies, is one of the most prominent crypto hedge funds. And they focus on investments in digital assets like cryptocurrencies. They're one of the most prominent crypto hedge funds around and is known for its highly leveraged bets. Zhu has extremely bullish views on Bitcoin. Now, you all know that when you are a raving fan of Bitcoin, that's a very real thing. But a slump in digital currency prices, which has seen billions of dollars wiped off the market in recent weeks, has hurt 3AC and exposed a liquidity crisis at the company. Now check this out. On Monday, 3AC defaulted on a loan from Voyager Digital, made up of $350 million in the US dollar pegged stablecoin. How many of the secured entrepreneurs know that Mr. Aurorah doesn't mess with any of these other coins? I'm strictly a Bitcoinian, right? USDC and 15,250 Bitcoin, worth about $304.5 million at today's prices. This is a big deal. Okay. 3AC had exposure to the collapsed algorithmic stablecoin Terra USD and sister token Luna. Not interested. The Financial Times reported earlier this month that US-based crypto lenders BlockFi and Genesis liquidated some of 3AC's positions, citing people familiar with the matter. 3AC had borrowed from BlockFi but was unable to meet the margin call. That's a big deal, okay? A margin call is a situation in which an investor has to commit more funds to avoid losses on a trade made with borrowed cash. The unwinding of 3AC has sparked contagion fears to parts of the market that could potentially be exposed to the company. Other cryptocurrency companies have also faced liquidity issues. Lending firms Celsius and cryptocurrency exchange CoinFlex. I've never dealt with CoinFlex. Secured entrepreneurs, comment below if you have done anything with CoinFlex or if you have done anything with Celsius. It's very interesting. They were forced to pause withdrawals for customers, both citing extreme market conditions. Secured entrepreneurs, what would you do if this were happening to you? How would you feel about this? Oh my gosh. CoinFlex, however, had another issue with a customer that failed to repay a $47 million debt. creating a liquidity problem for the country. Okay, folks, risky asset class. I want to know from all of the secured entrepreneurs watching this video, what are your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency, period? Because I meet a lot of people who, they have absolutely no interest in cryptocurrency at all. They have absolutely no interest in Bitcoin. They don't believe in it. They don't believe it's going to stay around. I don't know about that. We are all looking forward to the time when there will be $100,000 Bitcoin. That is what is being said, that there will be $100,000 Bitcoin. All of the secured entrepreneurs know that Mr. Aurorah is hodling. Okay, hodl, baby, hodl. Okay, that's the new song for Bitcoin. All right. So let me give my final thoughts on what's going on with 3AC.
Okay, we just heard it. And the shame of this is that we all know that cryptocurrency is a very risky asset class. And 3AC decided to bank on borrowed leverage to make that thing go. And we all know that when you mess about people's money, their fortunes, their inheritance, their legacies, your reputation is mud. And to get people to trust you with money again, other people's money again, it might not happen. And we know that people have lost their lives over less money than what these people were given. So we all have to be so cautious and so concerned about these investments that we're making into risky asset classes. Okay, that's why the secured entrepreneurs, we know what to do. Okay, and for those of you who do not have the Trust Basics course, please go down in the links below and get that course, because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about protecting your legacy wealth. Okay. Woo! So that's all Miss Aurorah wants to share in this video. You all know you can find me, Miss Aurorah, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.